guys, it's Jock here. So, we officially are starting on this channel. Now, I posted a video on my other one, the previous one, called Alex AI. The channel where I was, making some programs and basically trying to replicate the Jarvis from Iron Man. That AI sort of virtual assistant. Yeah, I was doing some basics with it, but then I got this brilliant idea, which I'll talk to you about a little bit later when we get to the part of programming. So, without further ado, we need to talk about a few things. First things first, like I said, I apologize for being a dick and not, working on the channel and replying to your comments because, I was ignorant and I was going through a rough period of my life. So now that everything has settled, I'm able to continue to do what I like to do. And unlike the previous channel, which had a lot of flaws, I highly recommend, and please, for you guys to interact with me in a way that you suggest some things, you recommend, you criticize, point out what's wrong so I can improve my channel, my videos, every possible thing on it, so we can make this more appealing to everyone. Alright, so like I said, the previous one had a lot of flaws because I was just like posting things randomly, and I'm not gonna do this now. I'm not gonna do it here. I'm gonna start with the very first basic thing, which is introduction. Who am I? What is this channel about? I know that you really don't like to listen to these things. However, I'm gonna put like kick-ass music in the background so you can like enjoy. So, who am I? You'll know me by the name Jock on this channel. I am a student for the simplest way. I think it will be IT. Because there's a huge name for it, because we kind of sum up every single part of the programming, from softwares to web programming, but let's just call it, I'm a student for IT. Yeah, we'll talk about it if you want to know a little bit more about that. Why am I doing this? Well, for fun, actually. I consider that a huge improvement for practice. I started this, I watched, I think it was Iron Man 2, where I was watching it, and I was amazed, by the virtualization and graphical presentation of Jarvis, the whole holograms and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed it, and I was like, you know what, how cool would be if I make that something, that thing, or if I could like join in sort of a team and we can build it, not the one where I have to type as a user all the commands and stuff like that, but for the program to have it all implemented. And how great would that be? So I started working on it, and I had a few ideas on how it should look like, but it was never that perfect kind of program, because I could notice that sometimes I was first starting in Visual Basic, and it didn't work out quite well, but then I moved to C#, which was perfect for it. However, using the case, I noticed that I was restricted. Yes, it was AI basic, sort of a childish version, but yeah, I had to say entire line bit by bit. Even if I miss a word, it will not work. Now that was bugging the hell out of me, because why would I have a virtual assistant who will not do what I say, because I have to say every specific word? And then I was creating sort of a basic version, alternative version of it, and hell, that did work. It was great. I was able to say a novel, but as long as I say that key phrase or something else, it will pop open what I want, or do, or reply. However, it's not that naive. So when I say something, whatever I say, as long as I hit that key phrase, A lot of people will, I guess, say, you know, what if you don't want it to open? What if you just like talking and the program just hears that and opens it? Yeah, I've added more key phrases. So it's not like if I want to open, I don't know, Google, and I'm talking to, I don't know, let's call it Jarvis as it is. You know, Jarvis, would you mind opening Google? Or I think Google is really great. And based on that sentence, I think Google is really great. It opens up Google. No, it listens to key phrases of that entire part. So like open Google or whatever. I think that gives a lot of freedom to everyone to talk what they want and to express themselves. So yeah, I do this because it's fun, because I consider it a huge improvement and practice for everyone, because unlike the previous one, here I'm gonna start bit by bit, step by step, everything from discussing about software that you're gonna use, to drawing things, to coding things, everything. So at the end of this, you know, you'll know what to do, instead of just, you know, hey man, I watched that video, I liked it, you know, but you'll come up and say, you know what man, I watched it, it was a blast, I learned it, you know, I know how to do that thing, so you know, thank you very much. So yeah, that's why I do it, for fun. Next thing, um, I was talking about the previous channel. Yeah, I kind of neglected it. And why? Because I was finishing high school and I had those all the exams, and then there was an exam for applying to college, and you know, I did that, and then there was college. Yeah, I finished the first year of college, for you to know. Um, but that period, you know, adjusting and studying was kind of overwhelming, and then I would just, you know, go on YouTube and see the comments, and you know, I kind of know that if I replied, it's not gonna be the same, because I don't know, I was not that much interested in it during that period of time. That was really, really bad to see you guys, you know, involved and, you know, commenting and wanting for it to happen, but I was just, you know, it was bad actually for me to read those things and not be able to reply on them. I know you won't understand. Who's blaming you? I'm just saying that, you know, I was having, you know, certain issues in the past, so I dealt with it, and now I'm able to move on, considering this sort of thingy. So yeah, this is gonna be different. This is gonna be better. Next thing is gonna talk about. I think it's the last thing, but it's a huge one. About this channel. What's it gonna be? Well, I was thinking a lot of time, you know, what this channel is gonna be about, and I was never able to figure out what actually. Publishing softwares, designing, programming, or whatever. And then I realized, you know what? Why not all? I'm not saying that it's overwhelming for channel or overwhelming for me. It's just I do all those things in my free time, so why not do it step by step for you guys? I was in the situation where I was beginning to work in the C language, and I had certain issues, and then I got into trouble because of it, because of not learning enough, because I was not practicing enough. And you know, the exams came and stuff like that. So in order to avoid it for you, we're gonna do it everything step by step. So like I said, this channel is gonna cover programming, designing, introduction to the software, and also this additional thing, it's called YTT. It's YouTube Talk, where I'm gonna take a subject by my idea or your recommendation, and we're gonna talk about it, and we'll see how it goes. So let's talk about sections on the channel. First, the easiest one is YouTube Talk. Like I said, I'm gonna pick a subject and I'm gonna talk about it, whether it's about programming, about designing, about software you use, what software is the best, what pages should you visit, the free pictures, the programs, everything. You know, in a few minutes, you know, to talk about how to prepare yourself for every sort of thing to do. Next one is programming. I was thinking, you know, I'm programming C sharp, you know, the Jarvis, but you cannot start there. You have to start from the basics. So to help you do that, we're gonna start from basics. We're gonna start from C. Now I'm gonna have 3 sections for programming, no, 4 sections actually for programming on this channel. First one is gonna be not related to coding itself, but more about designing, and that is Visual Studio Blend, where we're gonna design programs and softwares you wanna use. So we're gonna start from, I don't know, designing a clock, designing, you know, a box, control panel, file explorer, Windows, you know, a browser or whatever. The second one will be C. Now, about coding itself, I'm not gonna smother you with theory. No, we're gonna talk about programs. I'm gonna write snippets of codes on every single tutorial. They're not gonna be long. They're just snippets, which you can write additionally, save them, and then summon them up later on in the main function. You know, I think that's the cool thing, because that way, because that way you'll know theory. We'll talk about it, you know, a little bit in the tutorial. You know, some like what's this, what's that, because I'll explain everything of the code in the tutorial. But more in all, we're gonna practice tasks more, because I think that's more important to practice everything. Otherwise, you'll just stuck in a class, just know theory, and you know, you won't know anything else, you know, which actually kind of sucks. So considering coding, there are going to be C, C++, and C sharp, all going to be start from, you know, basics, and we're going to move on to some advanced things, you know, and more complicated things, but more about coding and practice rather than just a theory. And the next thing is about web programming, web design. So I'm gonna talk about web programs. Sorry, I was absent. We're just talking about, yeah, web programming, web design. So in that part of thing, I'm gonna discuss the programs that we're gonna use. We're gonna design things such as web pages, dynamic moments of the web page, and then we're gonna go to the programs, other ones, for creating all of that, and we're gonna use different things, different approaches to either coding or designing itself, because, you know, depending on what you like, you want to code, you want to design. So that'll be all 3 things made on this channel. If you want something else, you're free to you know, recommend. So yeah, so to summarize it all up, we've got you know, YouTube talk, you've got programming, and you've got web programming, you know, design as well with it. So I'm sorry. So yeah, that would be everything on the channel. Like I said, I highly recommend you guys to interact, so you can comment, reply, suggest, criticize, and I will reply to all of that as quickly as possible, you know, because there's a time difference, so just so you know. So yeah, it'll be fun, I hope, for you guys. It'll be a blast. I've said we're gonna go step by step on everything, so you guys don't miss a thing. And this is for introduction. The next few videos is gonna be about setting up for programming and web programming. What software you're gonna use, what's new, and why that specific software. So this is for this one, YouTube talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I know this is gonna bore the shit out of you, because it's just me talking and you looking at the screen and listening some kick-ass music in the background. I know it gets frustrating and annoying because you can't see my face, but you know, I make do. So this is for this video. I hope to see you guys next time, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you already haven't or didn't, whatever. And I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever it may be, actually. Alright, stay awesome. Peace.